Voting black. Let's talk about it today on the Half of This show.
Is this camera on me?
Alright, so today on the Half of This show, we're going to talk about what it means to vote black. Not blue, not red, but black. So basically, this idea comes from the self-serving interests of our culture as black people to vote for what is best for us holistically, right? So a lot of the times growing up, I know many of us have always been taught you vote for the Democratic Party all the time. Whatever nominee is put forth by the Democratic Party, that is who you vote for. You vote blue. Always vote blue. What it means to vote black is that no matter who the candidate is aligned with, whether that be Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or any other party or an independent, doesn't matter, you vote for the candidate that has the black interests at heart. Now let me give you guys a disclaimer. This election, that does not count. Can y'all hear me? Voting black for this election does not count. This is a very critical election, and it's going to sound very unethical this time around, but can't let 45 be reelected. This time around, even though a lot of us didn't want Biden to be in there, this is not the time to vote against the Democratic Party. Voting black in 2020, this upcoming election, means to remove the 45th sitting president from office and replace him with a more qualified candidate. That is it. The next election, it's free game. Vote for anybody else who you want to, as long as they're serving black people. But I guess the hard-hitting point here is that the black vote is not always necessarily going to be blue. These are facts. Like, Joe Biden went on there and said, I'm going to play the clip for y'all real quick. I'm not even going to paraphrase what he said. This is exactly what he said. Listen to this.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Like, who in the world does he think he is to dictate blackness? And black people were okay with that. I mean, somebody even went as far to say that he wasn't even wrong for saying what he said. You ain't black if you're voting against me. The entitlement. Like, come on now. If it was anybody else going against you, if there was a Republican candidate that actually had the better interest at heart for black people, rest assured, I would definitely vote for that Republican candidate. Sorry. Look at any other ethnic group in America. They always vote for what's best for them. Why do we have to self-sacrifice and vote for what's best for America as a whole? It's time for black people to vote for what's best for black people. So why have black people always voted for the Democratic Party? 9 times out of 10, they are usually those who have our better interests at heart. It might not be exclusive to black people, but more so the working class people and the poorer people in America. Like, when they create a policy that benefits all working class or poor people, it benefits us indirectly, but it's not tailored to benefit us directly. That was President Obama's actions during his administration in his 2 terms. But the next election, we need to push forward a candidate that has something on his ticket, a promise for black people. Seriously. We have a lot of power in this country. We're just not tapping into it. Now let's talk about Kanye. That's all I have to say about Kanye. Just kidding. Do not vote for Kanye West. I don't even think he's technically on the ballot, but do not write him in this election. This is not the election to exercise, I don't even know, like some form of deviant interest. Like, no. Vote for the qualified candidate. If Kanye really was serious about running for president, he would have ran for 2024, or he would have put himself in the ticket earlier on. Times are changing, folks. Seriously. Like, when 45 was elected, it proved that the unqualified can run on a platform long as they have some money and a radical fan base that will believe in them and support them. Kanye West is the exact same person running for office as Donald Trump was in 2016. A celebrity with money, with radical ideas, and a radical fan base. Had he got on the ticket earlier, he might have gave somebody a run for their money. Who knows? Like I said, 2024, you see The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the ticket. The world is changing. The president tweets executive orders from his cell phone. Politics is not going to look like what it did 15, 20 years ago. It's not even going to look like what it does now, 10, 20 years from now. And black people need to catch up with the times. Vote for who is going to actually serve black people, not just everybody. We're not going to be satisfied with the low-hanging fruit this upcoming election. Let's get us some reparations. Let's get us some free education. Let's get us some land. Let's get us some money back to us. If anything that came from this pandemic and this quarantine time during this year, it showed us that the government can snap their fingers and create $1 trillion. Well, why don't they snap their fingers and create $1 trillion to give back to black people that they wronged for so many years? Let's close that economic disparity and that wealth gap between white people and black people. We need reparations, and we want it now. We want policies for black people. And we're not giving y'all the black vote for free. Voting black means we are going to vote for the candidate that serves our own interests. That's what needs to happen next election. This election, no. By all means, we need to get 45 out of office. He's not doing nothing for us. Those are the facts. Even though it's Biden and I don't necessarily agree with him, it is time to get him out of office. And we need to get someone who represents America better in office. Next election, by all means, vote for who you want, as long as that person is serving black people. And that's all for today. As always, this has been the Half a Day Show, bringing you education, entertainment, and everything in between. See y'all next week.